Yo, once again, welcome back to the Real Kens TV. You know what I mean? Recently had a viewer ask me what was my problem with correction officers. They're there to do their job and to keep the public safety of the bad guys. You know what I mean? Now, my thing is this. We're gonna get right into it. Ain't no sense of beating around the bush, you know what I mean? When you're a correction officer, man, it comes with a whole lot of responsibilities. I get that. You see what I'm saying? Because not only do you have to protect the public from the bad guys, but you have to watch out, for your own safety and well-being, especially in the medium and max prisons and things like that. So I definitely get it. It's not that I have a problem with correction officers. See, what it is a lot of these correction officers, they really get beside themselves. So instead of just going to do their jobs and going home to their family, they get overzealous. They get overbearing. You know what I mean? They let that authority go to their head. See, those of y'all that never been to prison before, never been to jail, which is a great thing, you know what I mean? But if you don't really know how it is, it's real easy to be like, oh, well, they're just doing their jobs, man. But no, some of them just do their jobs, get their check and go home. Cool. I have absolutely no problem with them, man. I done met some of the best COs, you know what I'm saying? That was just cool. You know what I'm saying? They ain't bother you. They stay out your way. You ain't disrespect them because, you know what I mean? Everything was cool with them. But I've met some, it seems like you have to be a certain level of meanness, if that's even a term. You know what I mean? You have to be so mean and so disrespectful to get promoted up. It's crazy because the ones that are jerks, they get promoted. If you're not a jerk or you're not really writing people up, 9 times out of 10, they're going to figure out a way to get rid of you, or you're just going to quit. So it's not that I have a problem with COs. It's just I have a problem with the ones that they know that they in control. See, the thing about a correction officer, the prison rides with them regardless. Only way that they're not going to ride with a correction officer is if the correction officer is doing something for the inmate. If the correction officer is doing something for the inmate, oh man, you got to go. They're gonna terminate you immediately. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna press charges on you. They don't want you doing anything for the inmates. And I'm not saying that they should. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no sense of switching uniforms. You get caught up doing something now, you in an inmate uniform. You see what I'm saying? But there's a situation where I know here where I'm at in Kentucky, when you go up for parole, you go up 2 months early. So if your parole date is June the 15th, let's say, you're going to go up roughly around April the 15th. Here you don't see no parole board. Unless you got like a violent crime or, murder, something like that, rape, you don't see the parole board. So they view your file. You don't even get to go in and talk for yourself or anything. These correction officers know this. So what happens is, if you have a correction officer that doesn't like an inmate, right? He knows that you made parole. Even if the inmate tries to keep it to himself and not tell nobody, the correction officer just clearly look in the computer and tell if you made parole. So now he sees you made parole. I've seen it. I've seen a correction officer try to get an inmate's parole taken. Hell, I've heard him brag about it. So if a correction officer hits you with a bogus write-up, let's just say he says that he found cigarettes on you or something bogus like that. Well, now you have a write-up. When you catch a write-up during them 2 months that you waiting to go back before the board, or actually while you're waiting to go home, rather, they take your file back up before the parole board. Now, the reason I say your file, because remember I said you don't get to see the parole board. They just view your file. So now when they view your file, you don't get to go and speak for yourself. So guess what happens? Oh, we gave this guy parole, and he turns around, and this is the, appreciation he shows, and gets caught with cigarettes, and he's smoking. Let's take his parole from him and give him 12 more months. And you like, I don't even get to, you see what I'm saying? I don't even get to defend myself. I don't even get to go up and say anything. And that's how it was. A dirty game, man. It's a dirty game, and correction officers, they know that. They do a whole lot of crazy stuff. They talk crazy to you. You know what I mean? They try to get your visits taken away from you so you can't see your family, throw you in the hole if they able to. So I'm saying all of these things, but what they're not understanding is this. And this is definitely not a threat. This is just it's reality. All of these people that you're doing this way, you're subject to see them people again. I see correction officers on a regular basis. On a regular basis, I see a correction officer. I see some cool ones, and I see some that are not so cool. Now, I'm not foolish enough to do anything to them or to say anything. You know, I'm free now. You know what I mean? I've been out for years. But I look at them. And they see me. And the thing about it is this. A lot of them, when they see you, they see so many different people, and they've been a jerk to so many different people, they don't even really know. You know, in their mind, they probably thinking, okay, I've seen this guy, you know, he was locked up somewhere, but heck, I don't remember. They've seen so many people now. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they'll remember you. But see, that's the danger in being not a correction officer, but that's the danger in being a jerk of a correction officer when you don't have to be. Because let's just say, okay, now you out with your family. You out with your kid. I've had this happen to me. Seen a correction officer in the gas station. No. Had his two, I presume they was his kids. The young kids with him. Cute little kids, man. You know what I mean? And I seen him. He seen me. We locked eyes. Pause. Double pause. You know what I'm saying? We seen each other. And I just kind of gave him a look. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a look. And he knew. Man, I'm just doing my job, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, he had that thing on his hip. They definitely encourage him to carry at all times. But at the same time, I seen him before he seen me. So when you're in that, that position of power, so if a CO happens to be watching this, or somebody that, wants to be a CO, when you're in that position of power, don't let that little power go to your head, man. Because COs, man, they just play y'all as pawns, man. Give you $17, $18, $19 an hour. Go in there and treat the inmates any type way. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you say, we gonna back you. But then when you do stuff like that, what happens? Ask yourself, what's gonna happen if I'm out and I'm with my family, ain't even thinking anything about a prison or a jail, and a guy that I done, caused him to lose his parole, or took his visitations, or, just did something that just wasn't right. What if he sees me with my family? Then what? I can't, they wear these little radios on they shoulders, you know what I'm saying? So they all act like they bad and they tough, and there's some tough ones in there. Don't get, man, there's some tough ones in there. So I'm not sitting up here saying all COs or punks or nothing like that, but I'm just saying they wear these little walkie-talkies or radios on their shoulder, and it's a red button. It's a panic. We call it the panic button. You hit the panic button, and they there, boom, instantaneous. But on the streets, ain't no panic button, man. You run across these guys, man, and some of these guys, they never forget. Like I said, me, I just, whatever. I know you miserable. You know what I'm saying? I know you miserable. So I'm not trying to go back to a place that's just straight miserable. But if I threaten you, if I do something to you, then I'm putting myself in a predicament to where I'm away from my kids. I'm away from my family again. All over what? Karma's going to catch up with you, man. Karma's going to catch up with you. So when if you have a disdain for COs the way that I do when you see them, man, don't say nothing to them. Look at them, though. Because sometimes, man, a look is all it takes. And like I said, that CO may be like, man, I need to chill out because, man, I'm starting to run into these guys. Now, if you're in the feds or something like that, it might be different because, guys are from everywhere, you know what I'm saying, different states and, all over the country. But I'm saying if you in the state, man, you may have several inmates live in that town. Like I said, I see correction officers all the time. And the cool ones, man, I talk to them, what's up, man, how you doing, man, how's work? You know what I'm saying? Everything's cool. But the ones that are just jerks and think that they can just do anything to you, nah, I ain't got no rap for them. But I definitely make sure that they see that I see them. Yeah, I see you. Like I said, I seen you before you seen me, man. Don't let that little position go to your head, man. Treat people, man. Be humble, man. Treat people the right way. I don't care if you're in prison or not. Just because a person's in prison, we all know somebody who's in prison, whether it's a friend, relative. We all know somebody's in prison. Half the people in prison shouldn't even be in there anyway. But that's a different video for a different day. You don't got to treat people and be disrespectful to them just because you can't. Nah, man, when you do stuff like that, guess what? That'll get your noodle pushed all the way backwards. You fooling with certain people, you know, people that got these life sentences, and it's been my experience, the people that got the shortest time, they'll split your wig faster than the person that got a life sentence, man. Be mindful, be humble, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video, so like it. Definitely subscribe, share. That notification bell, man. Small channel trying to get up and going, man. Need y'all hit that notification button, man. Got many more videos to come. Till next time, man. Real Kens TV. We out.